left-hand column coincides with the strengthening of the predicted difference numbers. Those two numbers in the right two columns there show that the red numbers are below the zero line on the chart, and as those numbers are getting smaller, the angle of the line on the chart is moving up. When the difference numbers are black, they are above the zero line, and the numbers getting larger suggest increasing strength in an uptrend, gathering momentum, a market that is remaining strong. Now, we showed you the principles primarily on the E-mini just to give you an idea of what it looks like in a market that is popular with so many traders. But as I said, there are many other possible markets that we can use this moving average strategy on. The market that is really tough, that has been a tough one to trade and has been kind of a hot market, especially in the last few months, is gold. We show here an excellent example of where gold has made a crossover signal, and it looks like a nice run could be beginning. We don't know that at the time the market begins, but if you're alert, you see that crossover, you are in on the open of the after that crossover is indicated, and you are in the long-term trade for whatever time length it will, the duration will be, as long as that blue line stays above the black line. In this case, if you went long on the day after the predicted medium-term moving average, the blue line turned up and got out on the open on Monday, November 30th. After that, you'll notice that big candle there that indicates the Dubai debt debacle shaking up markets on Friday. You had a profit if you had stayed in for that whole run of $13,720 in 19 trading days, according to Vantage Point's Opportunity Calculator. Now here's a crude oil example. When the predicted moving average crossed above the actual moving average indicated by the left red circle, and the predicted moving average difference crossed above the long-term difference indicated by the black circle that we show you in the lower panel here, in early October, it signaled the start of another 19-day move that returned $8,490 based on the conservative strategy that we outlined earlier. Using other Vantage Point indicators that we'll discuss in future webinars, you could have added several $1,000s more to this run, but this is a conservative approach that we're using for moving averages. You also might want to note the cluster of predicted difference readings at the zero line on the right-hand side of the lower panel that indicate a market without much evidence of either strength or weakness. It might have been very helpful to know that the market was not going to do very much one direction or another, and it was going to be trading sideways to keep you out of taking a position in choppy trading conditions. Earlier in 2009, you might have wondered whether does this work in short positions. Well, here's Vantage Point moving average crossover on the short side as wheat returned more than $5,000 in 25 days. Again, you will note the red rectangle in the lower panel indicating the extended week readings for the predicted moving average differences and the predicted neural index based on moving averages. Both of those suggesting the market did not have any upward strength and was likely to continue lower. In this case, that move was more than $5,000 in 25 days, as we mentioned. The moving average crossover strategy also provides some great clues for currencies, which have a reputation for trading trends. Here, the crossover led to another large, long position profit in the British pound US dollar pair of $12,680 in 28 trading days. Again, the chart suggests you could have used other Vantage Point indicators to add to that total. You get in at the first red circle, remember, on the first open after the crossover, out on the first open after the crossover to the lower side. You could have extended that move had you used some other indicators, but we won't talk about that in this webinar. We'll save that for a later webinar. And then there's the U.S. Treasury bond futures long trade in the last 6 weeks of 2008, more than $25,000 for one contract. Admittedly, this is a very unusual example during a very unusual period in financial market history, but it shows how a predicted moving average strategy might have given you the confidence you needed to take this trade to capture a huge move. That's the important point with the strategy based on Vantage Point's predicted moving averages. Getting in early before most traders using traditional moving average recognize a potential trend, and then staying with the trade through up and down gyrations until the point when another moving average crossover suggests the trend is shifting again. Are such trades always available in every market every day? No, unfortunately, but there usually are a few markets that provide profitable trading opportunities for those traders who are prepared to act on the clues that are provided by Vantage Point. Again, a situation where you follow that red circle, you're in, the red circle, you're out, and a nice move of more than $35,000 or $25,000 in 35 days. However you look at the charts or numbers, the moving averages are an important technical tool that Vantage Point portrays in different ways. What Vantage Point does is provide a unique view of moving averages that can forecast probabilities for market prices. Not guarantees, mind you, but probabilities that can give you an early alert about price direction, keep you in a trending move, and then help you get out before other traders realize the trend may be shifting. Vantage Point's predictive moving averages can help you get the most out of that old market favorite, the moving average. I thank you for attending this webinar. You'll see the contact information on the screen. If you have any questions, you can address to me, or better yet, to discuss on Trader Planet. You'll see that link there also. You can share your ideas with other traders' ideas on the Trader Planet site. Again, thank you for attending this webinar.
Thank you, Daryl, for your time and an exceptional presentation. For the benefit of our audience, today's webcast will be available on the Trader Planet webinars page located under the Education menu by tomorrow morning. Each of you may expect an email to provide you with a link to the archive. This concludes today's webinar session. Thank you.